welcome back to my channel. So I thought that today I would just do a quick Slimming World update. This was week 5 of my Slimming World journey. Hope you enjoy. So I thought I'd just have a quick chat again, just a bit of a chatty update about how the week's gone. So I went along last night, which is Tuesday night, went and got weighed. I lost 1.5 pounds this week. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit disappointed. I've not really earned the right to feel disappointed because yet again I had one really bad day in my 7 days and I kind of spectacularly fell off the wagon on that one day. But I think it's easy to almost to put that one awful day to the back of your mind and only remember you slogging it out for the rest of the 6 days of the week and then only getting a pound or £1.50, that kind of amount. You can't help but feel disappointed, but actually you've sort of totally forgotten exactly how awful the awful day was. So I shouldn't really moan, to be honest. At the end of the day, £1.50 is still a very reasonable amount of weight to lose in a week, especially 5 weeks in. And it's silly because if I'd lost £2 I would have been all right with that. It's just hearing like the £1.50 pound. But anyway, regardless of that, I actually got this week my 1 stone award. So a stone in 5 weeks, when I look at it like that, is absolutely amazing. I totally could have done better for 2 of the 5 weeks that I've been on it, but at the end of the day, I also want to enjoy my life. I don't want to be the one that's sat there not joining in, and for me that generally means that 1 day a week I do just kind of give up on it. And when I did it a few years back, I lost almost 5 stone. Then I had my second baby and it all went a bit wrong again. But when I did it 2 years ago, I did exactly the same thing. Out of the 7 days, I was really good for 6 of them and awful for 1 of them. And I think I can probably follow that again this time. But what I noticed this week is that on the 6 other days that I was being good, I was still having nearer my 15 sins a day. And I think actually last time when I got away with having my 1 bad day a week, I was kind of sticking around the 5 to 8 sins. So I'm going to try this week. Today has been the bad day just because of what we were up to today, which involved lots of sandwiches, cakes and sausage rolls. So I've just kind of written off today as being my bad day, which means that over the weekend I have to struggle a bit and just really knuckle down. But I'm going to try the next 6 days leading up to the weigh-in. I'm going to try and stick around the sort of 7 or 8 sins a day if I can, 10 tops, and just see if that makes a difference this week. And then I'll be able to tell if I can really get away with this awful 1 day a week business or whether I need to just kind of have a word to myself and do it for 7 full days. But anyway, I'm waffling. I got this little beauty. I've got another little shiny on my book, as they call them in my class. Another little sticker just to go on my book to say that I've lost a stone. And it's amazing. And if I can lose anything this week, I'll be like in the next stone category, which I think mentally is, yeah, it's always good. Kind of knock off another number on the scale. So I thought I would just show you that. And also this week I won. I walked in and my husband thought, oh my goodness, you've won Slim of the Week again. I didn't, I just won the raffle. We were a bit fluky really. My mum won the first ticket and she chose the fruit basket, and I won the second one, which was the veg basket. And I haven't really had a decent look in here, but it looks like actually a kind of a like, actually I said vegetable basket, but actually it's a salad basket. So it's got radishes, spring onions, cucumber, tomatoes, celery. Yeah, looks quite tasty actually. So yeah, that's very, very pleased with that. Basically every week you can buy raffle tickets, a 50p a strip, and yeah, they always have quite a decent raffle. Our group is still fairly small. There were a few more there last night. I would say maybe 15 stayed. So you've got a fairly good chance of winning the raffle if you do buy tickets. But yeah, I've done the 6-week countdown to try and really sort of knuckle down and do it properly. So I've done that. So it doesn't actually cost anything each week at the moment, apart from if you want to buy any hi-fi bars, magazines and raffle tickets. So yeah, you always get roped into feeling like you should buy something. But at the end of the day, it's not really that bad. £5 a week, and for me it just makes me kind of stick to it a bit more if I've got the threat of being weighed. So in the past week we've done pretty well. It was really only Saturday that caused a problem. We live down in Southampton, so obviously we're on the south coast, and we thought it would be nice at the weekend to go for a walk along the seafront. We went somewhere called Southsea. If people are local then they will know it. We walked through the gardens and went somewhere called the 10th Hole, which is pretty well known down here actually, and we went for breakfast with my mum and dad and my brother and sister-in-law and all the children, and I walked in and I thought, no, I'm just going to have the healthiest breakfast I can, which was probably eggs Benedict with the sauce on the side. And that would have been absolutely fine, but I didn't. I walked in, I looked at the cakes, and I just decided on the spot that I was going to have cake regardless of what I had for breakfast. So once I'd made that decision, it then changed my breakfast choice, because I went from thinking I'll have poached eggs on a muffin to having a great big breakfast burger, because this is what's got me in this mess in the first place, is that if I'm going to have a bad day, I just go totally over the top with the badness, and it's like, oh well, if I've ruined it anyway, I might as well triple ruin it because it's ruined anyway. So therefore I had this giant breakfast bap with a big slice of cake, and if you've been to the 10th hole you will know what I mean. It's basically like 2 portions. The cake slice is crazy, and I should have shared one, or I should have just cut it in half and let my husband have the other piece like later on in the day or the next day, but I didn't. I sat and scoffed a lot. So that was the spanner in the works this week. Other than that, the other 6 days of the week went really well. We've had a lot of veg, a lot of salad. I made a kedgeree. I can't remember if I said I made that last week, but I made one again this week as well. Some jacket potatoes. We got some of the smoky bean burgers from Iceland with the Slimming World selection, which was nice. We've had some pasta. We've kept it quite simple. Another cottage pie. Getting a bit samey with the meals, and I think I do actually need to start to venture into the recipe books now. I feel like we've kind of settled down as a family into having like the comfortable meals, but actually it's okay to also have a little look through the recipe books and maybe trying something a bit different this week. My son is off to school at the end of this week for the first ever time, so I will definitely have a bit more time to play with, because as it stands at the moment, obviously when Lucy, my little one, is having a nap, then I want to spend it with Leo, whatever he wants to do, arts and crafts, practicing his handwriting and that kind of thing. So I haven't really had the chance. I'm just doing something really, really quick in the morning, or I'm raiding the freezer if we're on a really, really tight schedule, or I know there's something in there that's already made, and that's how it's been working the last few weeks of the holidays. So once he's at school, I think I will get the books out. I've got a few recipe books from last time, like the Fake Away book, and I can't remember, is it Super Easy book or something? I can't remember. I'll have a look. But yeah, I'm going to raid those this week over the weekend and see what I can find. So yeah, the week ahead is looking pretty okay. Like I said, today was actually the difficult day, and in some ways it's not great because you go for the big inspirational chat and the meeting last night, and then the very next day you wake up and you mess it up by having a day like today. But anyway, it's out of the way. And actually, maybe it's better just get it out of the way on the first day and now have 6 days to knuckle down and hopefully do okay. We don't really have anything that's going to get in the way. We have a couple of birthday parties this weekend, which I guess could be tricky because there's party food, kids' party food and cake. So that can always be a little bit tricky, but I'll probably be okay with that. But other than that, actually quite a clear week. So I think, like I say, I will read the recipe books, see what I can find. Things like the Diet Coke chicken, which I think I made before. There's a burger in a bowl that tastes like a Big Mac, apparently, without the bread. So I think I might look up something like that. And my other favourite vloggers that I watch on YouTube put on a butternut squash and pancetta risotto. So I think I might try that, but obviously substitute the pancetta for something else, which is Slimming Well friendly. But yeah, I think I will try things like that and just see how it goes this week. So as I normally do, I thought I would just show you a few things that I've been enjoying this week, the things that have been helping me out. The first one has been this little beauty, which again, as I say every week, these aren't particularly endorsed by Slimming World. Well, one of them is in my little batch of things this week, but they're just things that I find that I can pick on or drink and it helps me out. First one is this Options Belgian chocolate. These are 2 sins, and this is actually the mint flavoured one, which I absolutely love. Now, it's the same every single night. I get to about 8 o'clock, sit down, and I'm absolutely peckish as anything to have something sweet. And I can go for a Freddo if I've got sins left over, but I do worry that I can't stop. So what I've been doing is having one of these and a Muller Light, and that's only 2.5 sins, so half the amount of a Freddo. And this really, really, really takes the sweet craving away. A lovely hot chocolate with mint. You can put a splash of milk if you want. And like I say, 2 sins, and it really, really feels like a treat. So that has been a definite saviour, especially now. I'm just looking outside again, but the evenings are really, really drawing in, and they're a little bit chilly, so we've got the blanket out, and there's nothing quite like a nice hot chocolate as well to make you feel better. So that's something I have been having a lot of. These are from Aldi, and they are just the sea salt savoury crackers. And actually, I love a cracker. I believe they're only a sin each. It depends how many sins that you have left over of a day, but I'm quite happy just to munch on 1 or 2 of these dry in a day. So often I'll have one kind of like in the afternoon, like early tea time when I'm cooking, because I get really, really hungry then, and occasionally one in the evening. If you have got a few sins left over, obviously you could put a tiny spread of butter, and you could certainly have cheese on them if you haven't used one or both of your healthy A's. So I mean, to be able to sort of have cheese and crackers, like you could have say 3 of these with a very, very tiny skim of butter and cheese, and if you're careful about your choices, like with your A choice and everything, then potentially you could have say 3 or 4 of these for about 5 or 6 sins. So it depends what sins you've got left over, obviously, but for me to sit and have cheese and crackers of an evening or at lunch, you could have them for lunch, feels like a massive treat and is actually pretty good. So like I say, I believe they're only a sin each, but I could be wrong, because obviously I sometimes get a bit mixed up with what things used to be when I was on it last time, because it didn't feel like that long ago. I will double check that, but that's what I've been kind of basing my sin values on anyway. These have been really yummy. I mentioned them earlier in the video, and they are the smoky bean quarter pounders. Now, my kids and husband quite like having burgers for tea with chips, like homemade chips, a salad, or corn on the cobs. And it's okay, because I found the M&S 3% fat burgers, which are free on Slimming World, but actually sometimes I'm not bothered about a big meaty burger. So these have been really yummy. I actually haven't been having them in a roll. If I've had them with a big bed of salad and a corn on the cob. I did make some Slimming World chips on one of the days. They're quite big. I had 2 on one day, and I actually found that was quite a lot. So the last couple of times I've only had 1. And like I say, you can bulk it out with Slimming World chips, either bought from Iceland or homemade, and a big plate of spinach or other salad, whatever you prefer. And then corn on the cob, totally free. Again, to me, corn on the cobs always feel like quite a treat. And you can make up a really nice big dinner. One of the times I used this, I had it with a big portion of couscous that I made up. I roasted off some courgettes, some peppers, some garlic, some onion, some tomatoes, chucked it all in with the couscous, and then laid these on like a bed of couscous and a big bed of spinach. That was a huge, huge dinner with only 1 of these. Really, really filling. They're very, very tasty. So yeah, recommend those. I think I'm actually going to do an Iceland shop in the next week or so, or maybe just pop there. We do have one fairly local to us, but I tend not to go there. But I do feel like once I've got a bit of freezer space back, when I've sort of run it down a bit and used up what we've batch cooked in there, I am going to do a Slimming World shop and go and see what they've got, because I heard someone say in the meeting yesterday that they've changed the range a bit, and I definitely heard something about a Chinese chicken curry, and I absolutely adore Chinese food, so yeah, I'm definitely going to go and try that. This is obviously a brand new one, but I pick on grapes continuously. My kids absolutely love grapes as well, but what I find is I just take a few out in the morning, put them in a separate dish, uncovered in the fridge, and then every time I open the fridge door in the day, if I'm here and I think, oh, I'm absolutely starving, I just go straight there and have a few grapes. Takes the sweet craving away a little bit, and I just think grapes, when they're lovely and cold and fresh out of the fridge, are actually really, really yummy. And because they're right at the front in a bowl, literally open the door, eye level, oh, grapes, eat them, and then I don't have a chance to think about what else I might prefer, i.e. a packet of crisps. So yeah, we've been eating an awful lot of grapes in our house. I think we're getting through like a punnet every few days at the moment, but yeah, red and green seedless, just pop them in a bowl, ready to grab, and for me that's working. I realise these are only opinions, and of course it totally depends on people's tastes and preferences and mindsets. I mean, some days are easier than others, but these are just tips that I've sort of tried out. And finally, nothing special, just a bottle of water. I've actually got a little bit of the Asda, no added sugar, cherries and berries, just I like a weak squash. I do like water on a really hot day, but actually I find it quite tough going to drink. Like, I try and drink 3 or 4 of these a day, plus the hot drinks, the things that I have, which probably still wasn't enough fluid, but I really, really struggle, and I continuously need the toilet if I keep drinking too much. So I'm thinking 3 or 4 of these is a good start, just a very, very weak squash. Again, can take the sweet cravings away and just keeps you full up and hydrated. So yeah, just having one of those on the go all the time. I've always got it either on the windowsill if I'm in the lounge, like by the settee, or it's in the bag or in the buggy if I go out, and that's just keeping me going. They're the sort of bits that I've been finding quite useful this week. So yeah, looking forward to the week ahead. Like I say, no real issues so to speak. I would really, really love to lose £2 a week from now on. I realise that's probably quite a big ask, especially if I can't drop this 1 day a week where I seem to be sort of falling off the wagon a little bit. But if I could lose a couple of pounds a week, I'd be absolutely over the moon. This week I just particularly want to get down in the next stone bracket, just to kind of make me feel like I'm getting somewhere. I have got a gigantic 6 stone to lose in total this time, because I'm annoyed with myself. I think I must have just snacked when I had my second child this time, and I'm really, really annoyed with myself, but the damage is done. 6 stone, so I've got 1 of them off, so I've still got 5 stone to lose, which is just a little bit overwhelming at the moment. I am really, really, really like sticking at it. I'm into it. As long as I can just keep myself sane and maybe have this 1 day a week where I take the pressure off a bit, I need to stick to it, and I think I'm doing all right. But yeah, if you think of it in the long run, 5 stone seems like a crazy amount to try and lose. So like I say, if I can just get down in the next stone category, like the next stone bracket, that's another thing I've ticked off the list, and just keep going like that. So yeah, that is my plan this week. And I think that is pretty much everything. I might try and do a meal plan. I said that last week and then it fell through just because of just the school holidays and everything. So again, I am hoping that maybe next week I might be able to do a food shop and base it around a meal plan, and actually maybe do like a combined video, because I think that would be quite helpful. A fair few of my followers are actually fellow Slimming Worlders now, so I guess that would be quite helpful to pop on with a food shop. So I will try that next week if I can. And I just wanted to say, if you are following Slimming World as well, I'm sending you all my best, and I really, really hope that you have a fab week and keep going. I don't know if winter's easier or harder than summer. I always thought that winter was easier because you can have lots of like slow cook recipes and stews, but not necessarily. Sometimes you want to curl up and just munch. So I don't know, it depends on people's like how they are, how they feel. But yeah, I'm sending you so much luck, and I will keep you updated. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really, really hope you enjoyed it and that you found it helpful. I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel. I am also over on Instagram, mama_hedgehog2. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.